bit already. Looks like a flathead too. Wait, that. I just threw these baits out. Like just threw them out. Was getting the camera set up, and I saw that slow, soft takedown. Like a flathead to me. There goes that one. Got a double. Yep. Got a double. Got into that other line too. Feels like a pretty good fish, guys. In that other line, I know that. Yeah. Pretty good doggone fish. That's a blue cat. Let's see what this one is. This one had a flathead bite, did. Wait, look. Yep. Flatty. Good life, of course. Yep. Little flathead. Flathead. Nice to see. People ain't done caught all of them and kept them. Still got my bait. Well, that is very nice to see right there. Young flathead. This blue right here is pretty good size blue. Oh, quit. He is so wrapped up in that other line. Gracious. And ball. Cut that re-rig, probably. Well, I've got a mess. Pretty good blue. on this light catfish stuff I got right here. Good fish. Whoa. Put him back. Woo. Go on with it. Go on down with it. Go on with it. Yeah. There he is. Good gracious above. See what we got. Going across the boat. Got that line. God, he's a good move. Another good one. Dang. I hear you, Blues. What in the world? That's a good blue right there. On some lighter stuff. It's a heck of a blue. Woo, woo. Hold on now. Hold on. That is not a bad blue cat at all. That's a chunk. Now, hold on. Let me put you back. Put you back in the water. Get some rods out. Alright, you mean old fish, go. Oh my. Mean thing. Woo. Maybe I can get rigged up here. Sure would be nice. Well, I think I'm fixing to call this a night. I've been spending most of my time fishing trips wise on the water trying to catch hybrids, and they just ain't here. I did catch some skipjack, and there's no shad running on the river where the hybrids normally are. I did catch a few on a swim bait just by happenstance, but really getting them like I did last year this time, they're just not there. So I hadn't put the camera out the last 4 or 5 times I've been on the water. So today the plan was to come out here because they weren't supposed to be generating, but they are generating current, and I was going to double anchor up and fan cast all around the river and try to catch some eating size fish, and that just didn't happen. These fish were I did catch the smaller flathead, but that thing wasn't even a pound. It didn't seem like maybe 1.5 pounds at most. But the others were 10+ pound catfish are right there at it. I know one of them definitely was pushing that 12, 13, 14 pound mark. So I'm not going to keep those fish. I'm just not going to do it. So I'm probably going to end this up here in a minute while I got a little bit of light, but it was fast and furious there for a minute. It's going to be easy editing anyway, because all the content of the video was in the first 30 minutes of fishing. I probably, after catching those fish, I should have set for 30, 45 minutes, but I did get 2 bites. I got 2 more bites, so it kept me hanging around. But I should have just picked up and went to another part of the river and fished, but I was just feeling lazy. This was just kind of a impromptu trip after work, and just to see what the fish are doing. And they're doing exactly what I thought they'd be doing. They're feeding up really good in preparation for spawn, so it's only going to get better. The next month and a half is going to be just fine for catfishing. So hopefully I can get back on the water and get down below the dam and get in some of those good nighttime trips where they're generating until 10, 11, 12 o'clock, and get some of those 20 and 30, 40 pounders hopefully. So tonight, these are 7 foot medium heavy ugly sticks, GX2s, and they make an orange catfish rod that's got a great handle on it for rod holders. It's just great. They are limber rods though, but I know if I got out here and gotten on a 50 or 60 pound fish, I think the rod would handle it. I'm not so sure about the reel, and I'm not so sure about the main line. I've got 15 pound test main line down to 30 liter on these. This is my Lake Eufaula, kind of bigger Lake Eufaula catfish setup. Like I said, the plan was to be in no current tonight, and I got 2 ounces on these rods, and it's just, I don't know. When I got out here, the current was 80. Now it's 120, which is pretty good current. I mean, it obviously can be a lot more swift, but when I got out here, it was 80, and my baits were holding the bottom really well. And I don't know if what happened is my baits are now off the bottom a little bit and lifted up in the water column. That could be the case. I know this rod right here is having a hard time holding bottom because the tip sitting there doing this. That means the weight's lifting up, hitting, lifting up, hitting. If I'm going to be on bottom, I want to be on bottom. I don't want to be, 3 or 4 foot off the bottom. So I don't know if that played a part when they really picked up the current. I don't know if I'm not holding bottom anymore. I feel pretty good that I am, but I wish I had about 4 ounces, 4 or 5 ounces right now. It'd make me feel better. I got some 6s. I'm not going to throw those on these rods. These rods are not rated for that at all, but they're, like I said, they've got a really soft tip. I mean, they're ugly sticks. They're great rods. They're just jam-up rods. So anyway, I'm going to probably fish a few more minutes, let it get more dark, and then I'm going to head in. But guys, thank y'all so much for watching. Hit like, subscribe. I enjoy doing these videos. I hadn't put one out in a while, but I just really been deer hunting, and deer season's over, and now I'm trying to get back in the swing of things of fishing, but I've really been wanting hybrids and catching skipjack. So the catfish video should come if I've got the time, because it's getting that time of year. It's getting about right. I think today's March 22nd. It's my dad's 70th birthday today, so he couldn't make it tonight, but we're going to have some stuff coming up, I promise you. It's getting that time of year, so probably now is probably a good time. The water temperature's warming up, so it's getting that time. But I'm about to bring these in, and we're going to call it good tonight. So thank y'all so much. Appreciate it. I'm going to add something to this video. This is more of a personal note to myself, but it might help you out too. So if you're in a body of water that has current, and you're not sure how much ounces of lead to throw, start with the smallest you have, throw it out there, let it hit the water, let some line out, engage your bail or engage the reel, and if it don't hit the bottom at all, even if you just letting line out, and it's not enough, bring it back in, put something heavier on, throw that out, let out line. As the current takes the weight down, if it makes contact with the bottom, engage your reel, lift up about 6 inches to a foot and set it back down. If it does not make contact with the bottom, after it hits the bottom and you lift it up and you set it back down and it never hits the bottom and your line just gets tight, it's up in the water column. I lost fish tonight because when I first started fishing, when I got there, the Corps of Engineer was running 80, is what the current said, which goes to a little box. 80 equates to so many CFS, cubic feet per second. It's how much current, how much flows going down the river. When I got there, it was 80. I literally put the rods out, turned around to set the camera up, and when I looked back, I had a flathead already hitting and had another one going to go down. I had 2 ounces of lead. That 2 ounces at 80, I was able to make contact with the bottom, lift it up, let it back down, boom, it was still sitting on the bottom. When they went from 80 to 120, which equates to another level of CFS, I lost contact with the bottom, meaning my lead would hit the bottom. If I let out enough line, it would go in the current and eventually hit the bottom. But when I tightened it up and set it in the rod holder, if I lifted up on it, it would come off the bottom and never make contact with the bottom again, which means it was up in the water column. It was rising up. When I catfish on the bottom, I want to catfish on the bottom. Catfish will feed in the water column up and down. They'll feed on the top, they'll feed in the middle, they'll feed on the bottom. Well, tonight I was having success on the bottom, but when they increased the current and I lost contact with the bottom, I didn't get a bite for an hour and a half. I just sat there and watched the sunset basically. And the only thing I can conclude is, because there was tons of fish in the area, I marked tons of fish, had caught fish. The only thing I can think is I lost contact with the bottom, and there's no telling how far up in the water column my baits were. I had 2 ounce bank sinkers. Now I've got 6s and 8s in the boat. I can't throw that with the equipment I had. It wouldn't work. So a note to myself is I probably need some 4s. I don't think 3 would have cut it. 6 would have been overkill. I think 4 would have been perfect for tonight. But those rods that they're rated for about 3 ounces. I think 4 would have been okay. 6 is too much. But just as a personal note to myself, I think I'd have just kept catching fish more and more and more as the current actually picked up. I think the bite would have got better if I could have held the bottom. I don't think I wasn't holding the bottom. So just a note, that's a personal note to myself. Maybe it'll help you guys out. Lift up your weight. If you lift it up and it sets right back down and you feel a thud and it hits the bottom, and you lift it up again and it hits the bottom, you lift it up again and it hits the bottom, that means it literally is coming off the bottom and sitting back down. Coming off the bottom, sitting back down. Coming off the bottom, sitting back down. If you lift it up and then you go to set it back down and you never touch the bottom, you ain't got enough weight. And that's what I had going tonight. So hope that helps. And we're gonna go get them next time. I'll have enough weight next time. But anyway, y'all take care.